Hello and welcome to another YouTube video here on this channel. Today I'm talking about the three biggest mistake I made and the three biggest mistake I've seen others make when they are building their own second brain. And a lot of these mistakes are easily avoidable, so we will just jump into the video right away. The first thing, and maybe the most important thing, is that too many people switch note apps too often. As I've said many times before, the main reason for having a second brain is to allow your notes and your knowledge to compound. In order to be able to do that, you have to stick with an app for a long time. You have to use the same app for a long time. And switching apps, I mean, there are a lot of great note-taking apps out there, and most of them can handle the note-taking you need it to handle. There is almost never a reason to switch note-taking apps, especially not every other month. Stick with a new note-taking app and try and avoid stick with your note-taking app and try and avoid shiny new tool syndrome. The second tip is down the same alley, and that is spending too much time trying to customize and build your perfect system. Because building a productivity system, building a second brain system isn't actual work. It doesn't give you any sort of output. The main reason for having a second brain, or the other main reason for having a second brain, is to actually have some output, to make it easier for you to make something, whether that's a report, a blog post, a book. It can be almost everything. But that's the main reason for having a second brain, and spending too much time actually building a system instead of taking notes and actually working. And the problem with this one is that it feels like we're working, it feels like we are being productive when we are customizing our system, but actually we aren't productive at all. We aren't actually doing any work. So try and not spend too much time actually customizing your system and spend more time working. And there is always time. You should always set out some time to work on your system, but I would say an hour each Sunday or 20 minutes each day, no more than that, to just tweak a little bit on your system instead of spending a whole day, 8 to 10 hours actually trying to build the perfect system, because the perfect system doesn't exist. The last tip is that people don't review their notes often enough. So it is really important to review your notes, especially in my case, where I just take a lot of notes. I read a lot of books, a lot of articles, and I clip a lot of pages. And not reviewing them, it ends up making all of my notes useless, not adding my thoughts to an article or to a book I read, or not actually removing the things that doesn't resonate. So the way I started reviewing my notes a lot better and a lot more is by actually taking notes with pen and paper and then transferring the notes that still resonate into my second brain app of choice, which right now is Heptabase. So there are a lot of different ways to do it. You can also just set aside some time every single week to go through your notes for the week. That's what I used to do. I used to set out some time each Sunday to just go through all of my notes. So there are several different ways you can do this, but you should review your notes. So that's three mistakes I made, and I have made all of them, and some of them quite recently. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again quite soon.